Today I'm going to explain to you how to make anything you desire your objective reality based on my experience and on one of the Neville Goddard's lectures called Thinking Fourth Dimensionally. So I'm going to start this video with the quote by Neville Goddard. The spiritual man speaks to the natural man through the language of desire. The key to progress in life and to the fulfillment of dreams lies in ready obedience to its voice. Unhesitating obedience to its voice is an immediate assumption of the wish fulfilled. To desire a state is to have it. You would not have sought me had you not already found me. Neville Goddard. So what this means is that if you have a desire for something or someone, then it's already yours. Basically, your every desire has a corresponding state in which that desire has already been fulfilled. In other words, you would not desire something if it did not already belong to you or if it did not already exist. So, God in you or your higher self speaks to you through the language of your desire. So when you have a desire for something, you have to immediately assume the state of that desire fulfilled. And if you remain faithful to that assumption, then in time that state will be objectified on the screen of space, or it will become your objective reality. So this is what Neville is saying. Man, by assuming the feeling of his wish fulfilled and then living and acting on this conviction, alters the future in harmony with his assumption. Assumptions awaken what they affirm. As soon as man assumes the feeling of his wish fulfilled, his four-dimensional self finds ways for the attainment of this end, discovers methods for its realization. I know of no clearer definition of the means by which we realize our desires than to experience in imagination what we would experience in the flesh were we to achieve our goal. The experience of the end wills the means. Neville Goddard. So here is a technique which makes it easy to call things which are not yet seen as though they were. So the first thing that you need to do is to define your objective. In other words, know exactly what you want. Secondly, construct an imaginal act which you believe you would encounter following the fulfillment of your desire, or an event that implies the fulfillment of your desire. And thirdly, immobilize your physical body or induce a state akin to sleep. So you can either lie on a bed or relax in a chair, and with your eyes closed, focus your attention on the action that you intend to experience in your imagination. Mentally feel yourself right into the proposed action, imagining all the while that you are actually performing the action right here, right now. Remember, you must participate in the imaginary action, not merely stand back and look on. You must feel that you are actually performing the action so that the imaginary sensation is real to you. Remember, you must feel yourself into the proposed action until it takes on the vividness and distinctness of reality. So here Neville Goddard is giving us an example on how to imagine properly to get anything you want or to make your desire an objective fact. For example, suppose you desired promotion in office. Being congratulated would be an event you would encounter following the fulfillment of your desire. Having selected this action as the one you will experience in imagination, immobilize your physical body and induce a state akin to sleep, a drowsy state. but one in which you are still able to control the direction of your thoughts. A state in which you are attentive without effort. Now imagine that a friend is standing before you. Put your imaginary hand into his. First, feel it to be solid and real. Then carry on an imaginary conversation with him in harmony with the action. Do not visualize yourself at a distance in point of space and at a distance in point of time being congratulated on your good fortune. Instead, make elsewhere here and the future now. The future event is a reality now in a dimensionally larger world. And oddly enough, now in a dimensionally larger world is equivalent to here in the ordinary three-dimensional space of everyday life. So what he's saying is that the future is not actually in the future, but it already exists here and now from the perspective of your fourth-dimensional self. If we decide to climb a particular flight of stairs because that is the likely event to follow the realization of our desire, then we must restrict the action to climbing that particular flight of stairs. Should our attention wander off, we must bring it back to its task of climbing that flight of stairs and keep on doing so until the imaginary action has all the solidity and distinctness of reality. The idea must be maintained in the field of presentation without any sensible effort on our part. We must, with the minimum of effort, permeate the mind with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Neville Goddard. So to prove that any parallel reality or state already exists and make it visible to your physical senses, what you need to do is to focus your attention on that parallel reality by mentally feeling it and sensing it until it takes on the distinctness of reality. If you do this and you remain faithful to that reality, what's going to happen is that that state or reality will be objectified on the screen of space, or it will become your objective reality. In other words, your current visible reality will begin to fade away, while your new desired parallel reality, which already exists in its invisible form, will become visible to you here in the three dimensions of space.